Hi, everybody. I'm sitting on a swing. There's a reason why I'm sitting on the swing. I did not do the weekly healing messages this week because there was just so much energy and I'd done so many videos going up to the actual illumination and the moment, the timing of the eclipse. And I just felt like I needed to sit back and take a little bit of me time. And I will come out with next week's healing messages, but since this isn't really a healing messages, I am just giving you some information I more or less have been gathering. Some truth I've been gathering from Spirit, and there's a reason why I'm on this swing. See, because, like I say, Spirit always gives me the information when I'm driving. I don't know what it is, it just works that way. But before I knew it, I'd pulled off 95. I'm on my way to work, so I'm going to be late for work now. Sorry, boss. But, I had to come here to this park and to this swing. You see, the day that I started to get right with self, the day I started to explore my true inner truths, the day that I started to create the sanctuary, some shit had gone wrong in my life and I was sitting right here on this swing. When I went home, and what used to be a shed that we just had a whole bunch of crap stored in, I kicked in the door, took an axe into my hand, started knocking that door down, breaking it out, and I turned it into the sanctuary. Now, the reason that's important for you right now isn't because of what I did, trying to move my hands like so, isn't because of what I did, kick it in that door and everything, but it is. It is and it isn't. It's so funny how energy works. Because it took me a long fucking time to realize my sanctuary was nothing more than my external idea of my inner emotional security. It was what I wanted to understand that I was. What I wanted to get to understanding of who and what I am and everything that I was about and what I was trying to rise to be and find myself and all of that good, glorious stuff. And I was making shelves out of freaking wood, sticks. I mean, I had animals that lived in this sanctuary. It was a glorious, beautiful thing. And when I moved, I really hated it because I really loved that sanctuary, and I started it from kicking in the door and taking an axe to pull another door down. But what I didn't know was I was creating an external version of acceptance of myself. You see, the reason I'm telling you this is because this energy right now, more or less, is trash removal. This energy of this eclipse energy has been trash removal, folks. This is about telling you what you need to get rid of, what no longer serves you, what is standing in the way of you getting to that emotional security. Where do you not find pleasure? Where is your quench for life not being matched? Where are you not being able to express yourself and emotionally being comfortable and safe within who and what you are, and being able to get to the point where you seriously just don't give a fuck what other people think? So what do you got to do to set those rules, laws, and boundaries to rebloom? See, this has to do with, and I've been getting a lot of this energy lately, the hollow bone is what we call the hollow bone in shamanism. You may not call it that after I explain it, just the way that it was taught to me, and that's the way I explain it. But before I go there, if you watch or listen to any of the other Lynn Dreams podcast shows that I do, you know that I almost am always hanging out with Hill Hippie. He's my best friend. And he's the co-host for me on the show. Now, he told me this story one time, and if he gets wind that I'm making this video, he's going to laugh his ass off at me because I'm about to butcher this story so bad. But the idea of what I'm trying to say will get through because I know the end of the story and what it meant, even though the way I'm going to go about it is so horrible. But anyway, the story is, for some reason, or I don't even know who it was, but it was like an insect had injured itself and needed a ride to get somewhere so that it could get okay again, it could get better. But the only thing, it couldn't get there without help. And the only thing that was there to help him was a scorpion. Scorpion kept telling the insect, "Get on my back, I'll take you." The insect's like, no, that's okay. No. The scorpion's like, seriously, no, dude, seriously, it'll be all right. Get on my back and I'll take you. And the scorpion's like, no. I mean, the insect's like, no, man, because you're going to hurt me. And the scorpion's like, no, seriously, get on my back and I'll take you. It'll be fine. Trust me. So after much dispute, the insect finally says, okay, and he gets on the scorpion's back and he takes the ride. They're going, everything's fine. They're going, everything's fine. They're going, everything's fine. They get to their destination, and the insect gets off the scorpion's back. Everything's fine. And then the scorpion stings the insect. What the hell? What was that for? We made it this whole way, and now you're going to sting me? Scorpion says it's in my nature. Doesn't that explain a lot? Right now, we have so much energy going on. And like I said, a lot of this is trash removal. I've been saying in astrology that you're dealing with things from 7, 12, and like 35 years ago that are returning. With the Eris energy in Aries, with Chiron in retrograde, you have a lot of karmic return and nostalgia going on in areas of trouble, toil, strife, injustice. And it's this way because it's made for you to realize the trash and remove it. And to not create more of it by doing the same of what you've done in the past. Whoa, I almost fell off the swing. You have the guardians of the pole. 2 of them are in Leo. You have the sun in Leo starting on the 22nd. Venus is going to be coming into Leo on the 27th. You're preparing for the Lion's Gate. Sirius star is at 14 degrees of Cancer. It never moves. And the North Node will be at 14 degrees, I believe, on the 28th. It is going to be a highly illuminating day. It is the idea of Thor's hammer, God's consciousness, the enlightened teacher. Empaths, you're going to be off the fucking chain in September. I mean, not September, and maybe you will be in September too. But you're going to be off the chain with your feelings, your emotions, and everything that you're bringing in for August. Because the Lion's Gate's in the beginning of the month, and what I'm talking about is at the end. You have the Leo energy that the sun's moving into Leo on the 22nd. The 27th, you have Venus moving in. You have Mars there. Not to mention you have the two guardians of the pole there, which is Kokub, and I can't even remember the other one's name, but they're part of the guardians of the pole, which means you don't get to go through these doors without illuminating, without ascending. It's time to take out the trash. The dragon energy is everywhere, asking you, why can't you not just get down with the heart of the dragon? And its wisdom. Which brings me back to the energies of the hollow bone. You see, the hollow bone is hollow because it goes hollow once you get past being numb. You can't find unconditional love when you're still in pain and you're numb. But once you go deep enough and there's nothing left, then all that is left is truth. Which takes me back to the scorpion story. Some things simply are what they are. Energy is what it is. And it's part of its nature to be what it is. So many things you already know, it's part of its nature. And some things you know, it ain't gonna change. It's like the light workers and the empaths like to say, but I can see the light. I can see the light in that person. I swear to God, I can see the light in that person. Yes, you may. You may, my love. But that doesn't mean that they can. And that doesn't mean that they are at that part or that stage. And sometimes you still need to leave people behind, because just because you can see the light doesn't mean it's ever going to surface. Let me put it in a better way of explaining. Pluto, because I use astrology all the time. Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration, which means reincarnation. It's the phoenix. But it can't be rebirth when it's still dying. Energy is what it is. It's up to you to know and to see past the bullshit, past your emotional indifferences, inner emotional security of fighting with what you desire versus the truth, and what the energy is. The energy is what it is, whether you like it or not. Venus is sensitivity of all of your senses. Your taste, your smell, your feel. It teaches you how to charm. It teaches you how to hurt. It teaches you what it feels like to be hurt. And it teaches you what it feels like to be loved. It's sensitivity. Mars is passion, action, aggression, fire. Energy has no right or wrong. Energy does not understand. As a human being, we have free will, which allows us to choose it. But the fact is, Spirit says, stop looking at people with your emotional thoughts, your empath feelings. Go deeper. Read the energy. If you want somebody to be sensitive when they're actually being Pluto, you're not going to get what you want. No matter how much light you can see in them. Or in people, places, or things. Read the energy. If the energy is not going to serve you, don't plant roots there. If it's time for you to bloom, and it's time for something else to die, you're not going to bloom if you keep staying in the energy that's death. Stop looking at it from the numb point of view and go deeper into the hollow bone and start to look at it for what it is. The scorpion. It's in my nature to sting you. It's that simple. It's up to you to make the wise decisions in your life. It's up to you to make the hard decisions in your life. And it's up to you to be responsible for your inner emotional security. You can be like me and build a sanctuary because I needed to see it externally before I was able to start discovering it internally. Or you can get right with self and cut the bullshit and start to do it. Either way. If you're on your path, you're on your path. And Spirit says, sometimes folks, I'm sorry, but sometimes we still don't learn the lesson, even when we do it the hard way. And we simply have to go against the grain and do what we have to do. I love you. And I'll be back for weekly healing messages. I don't know, come Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, somewhere around there. Bye, guys.